So thanks again to all of you who have literally followed us on this journey through the San Juans. It certainly was a journey, and we do want to give you an update on what Anacortes Yacht Charters did for us. But one thing we wanted to do that we didn't do at the beginning of this whole series is give you a tour of the Meridian 411. So come along, let's do a tour first, and then at the end of this video we'll give you an update on what they did for us and let you know if we would charter from them again.
And we will warn you that the tour took place while we were chartering, so it is not the cleanest of boats.
Right, it's not a regular tour. We were living on it.
It was definitely a lived aboard boat at the time, so bear with us.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy.
I'm Scott, and this is Allie. We live in Seattle. Over the last several years, we've owned and operated 2 boats in the Pacific Northwest. And now we're on our search for our liveaboard cruiser. So hit the subscribe button now to come along with us on our boating journey and see where it leads.
Well, we've chartered this boat, and this is a 2006 Meridian 411, so it's a 41-foot Meridian. It is a cousin to our old boat, the Bayliner 2002 4087, sort of, because our boat was also a Meridian / Bayliner, and after 2002, Bayliner started only making Meridian yachts and no longer a Bayliner. So this is a Meridian. Scott and I have been looking at a Meridian for quite a while for a liveaboard, but not this size. We're looking at the 48. So let's go inside and we'll give you a tour. So again, pardon our mess. It is a little dark because we got all the shades closed. But this model Meridian has a decent size cockpit. It's got, or salon, not cockpit, salon. It's got 2 couches, and then we actually, my brother-in-law is with us on this trip, and he's using the couch to sleep on with a sleeping bag. So that actually works out pretty good. When we get up to the settee, I'm disappointed because it only holds really for 4. So every night someone has to eat by themselves. So we're taking turns. The electrical panel is right here. As you see, we're missing a door. That's par for the course of this trip. It does have a ice maker, which has been fantastic on this boat. I would highly recommend doing that again. And then it's got storage and the DVD player as well. One thing it does have that we are taking advantage of is AC, which is awesome. We have been staying nice and cool in here. So we go up into the, again, pardon our mess, it is just filthy. But this table, this half of it, folds down, and then the seat would go back and you would pilot from here, but we've been using the bridge up to pilot. So we pushed it back and flipped it up so that the 4 of us can at least eat together.
I will say that's a nice space saver by utilizing one seat to be both the helm station and the dinette.
It's been great.
It has made a huge difference.
In here, I like with the galley, they've got these covers for the sink, so you get more counter space, so you can kind of utilize all that area. This spot and this spot are big, deep storage spots, so you can put a lot of stuff in them. It does have a Lazy Susan in there. I'd probably do it a little differently to take, really maximize space if I do this as a liveaboard. More space down here for coffee maker, toaster, whatever you need. The refrigerator is decent size. We're on generator, so I'm not going to open it. But this is the freezer and the refrigerator. Our old refrigerator was actually quite a bit bigger. The microwave is just, oh no, it is I don't know if it's a convection or not. It doesn't say convection, but it does have a bake feature. So maybe it does bake, because it also says roast and bake. So maybe it's one of those combos. And then they've got glassware up here. So that's been that's been nice. I think that's really it for these. Are more storage, so for shallow things. So we've been just storing kind of our snacks in there.
This side is kind of nice because it stores all the dishes.
Yes.
So it is all set up to store all the dishes in their own place. They're all locked in.
Well, no, they're not.
So,
They just place them.
but it's still all.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. So let's go down and check out the staterooms. What's funny about the staterooms is that when we were getting ready to decide who got what room, I assumed that and I still do, but I see with Scott's point, I assumed that the queen size bed was the master because it has a queen and a little couch, and it has 2 big closets, whereas the V berth is only about a full size bed and not really a lot of closet space. The difference is that we share access to our head, whereas they have their own head and a separate shower. So I'm not sure which is supposed to be considered the master or not. So let's go take a look at our stateroom. It's kind of funny. We're gonna do it quickly because I'm paranoid about turning on lights when we're on the generator, and I don't want to overload it. So let's go on down. It is a little messy as well, but
And you can see it's pretty much a cavern down here.
this is the only way you can't stand up. And so you can't stand up here either. And you do tend to hit your head here. So, but it does have nice closet space, a few drawers, and this nice little sofa thing, I guess, and a big closet behind Scott. And then, here I'll switch with Scott. So let me show you what so here's the access from our stateroom into the head. And as you can see, it's decent size, but it is a full wraparound shower style, so it gets all wet in here. So, and then the day head entrance is back out here in the hallway. Okay, so let's go check out the V berth. It's again a little messy. There's people sharing, but again, I think this might be a queen. And
well, this is a queen for sure.
Okay, but you got this. My fear was that this is granite, and I was scared to get up and onto it. So decent size though, and some closet space. Again, sorry it's not in its pristine condition, but as you can see here, this is how you access their head, and they have a full shower, which we've actually used on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
So, very nice. So one thing I will say about this staircase is it's a little steeper than our last one. So I really, especially if you have a drink in your hand, I like to really hang on tight. Underway, it's a little sketchy. But the Flybridge is actually really, really great. It has lots of seating area for everybody, which has been fun up here. I do wish it had a table, and it does have a little wet bar sink, but it doesn't have a refrigerator up here, but it does have a little wet bar. The helm offers really great visibility, so that's been nice. And we like that these seats here are booster, so that you can see.
Yeah, that's been really comfortable while captaining.
I like that they're not bucket seats either. I like that they are, what do we call these? Bench. Yeah. Bench seats.
I mean, what I would have liked is because there's so much space behind this back seat. Yeah, that's great for storage. You can put, your toys back there and that kind of thing.
They should have pushed this back slightly.
If they just pushed this back 2 feet, you would have still had plenty of space for storage. And then, like Allie said, you could have a table there, a little bit more entertaining area. You could have even put a barbecue up here.
Yeah,
and so, it would have been nice. To Allie's point, the helm station, great visibility here. It's a twin screw. I believe it's 2, I don't know what the power plants are on this. you know?
I don't. We were guessing that they might have been 350s.
Yeah.
Cummins 350s, but I'm not
It's
positive.
a Garmin integrated GPS system, VHS, everything that you need in a standard. One thing I do like about this boat, it does have both stern and bow thrusters. So, yeah, we've had some troubles with the stern thruster on this particular trip. But when we did get to use it, it was great coming in, because when we went into Roach Harbor, there was a lot of wind and it was really blowing us off the dock. So being able to use both thrusters to push us back into the dock in parallel was fantastic. So now the one thing I've gotten spoiled with on this boat is AC and dual thrusters. Always had bow thrusters, so that was nice, but that stern thruster makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much all the exterior. So let's go look at the engine room. One thing I do like about this boat is the engine room access. It does have great access through the Salon. I'm not going to show you that one, but we do have this great staircase. Oh, it's a little tough to open, but once you open the staircase up from the Flybridge, you can go right into the engine room.
This Meridian 411 features twin 330 horsepower Cummins engines, a fuel capacity of 400 gallons, water capacity of 150 gallons. Its shore power is 50 amps. It also features an Onan 11.5 kilowatt diesel generator, which really came in handy.
We do want to thank everyone, though, as we were going on the journey. You know, I was Instagramming the stories. People were really giving us a lot of advice, you know, wishing us luck, asking what the tour company was going to do for us, really opinionated, and we appreciate that, because we tried to stay as calm and cool collected.
That's positive.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is we were taking on water our entire trip.
Yeah.
That was until we finally got a new bilge pump for the last leg. But it was
more scarily, if that's a word,
Yeah.
we didn't know where the water was coming from.
We didn't know where the water was coming from. And so, for starters, what happened was when we got back, typically when you get back from a charter, we had someone that was there, as you saw, greeting us. And normally they just send you along your way. Well, I wasn't going to let that be the way we ended it. So we went straight to the office. They were not prepared for us at the office. In fact, the GM was not in that day. And I said, okay, then we will talk on the phone in the morning. This will not
We're not going to let it die.
We're not going to let it die. So we had a long conversation with the general manager the following day. And I'm in the hospitality business, so I understand their point of view as well. Their point of view was that we did continue to travel, and it didn't stop our journey. However, we did not necessarily visit other islands like we had hoped.
Well, they didn't give us an option, really. It wasn't like they said, well, do you want us to send another boat or anything like that? It was just
we were in
we'll
it.
send a mechanic.
We figured if we could pump out every 15 minutes, we would be okay. It was still extremely, extremely stressful, as you saw in the videos. I also explained to them that they were very, very fortunate that we're experienced boaters, and that we had the chief engineer with us from the ferries, my brother-in-law, who helped assess the situation and could also be on top of the situation during the travel. Had it been anybody else, we might have gone a little farther north. We would have been away from a marina. The second bilge pump could have failed and the boat would have sank. So they're lucky in that regards that we took care of a sinking or leaking boat. Yeah, they were lucky. And then in the end, they talked to the owner of the boat and they completely agreed. He was grateful to us. He was apologetic because you know, they want their boats to be in good shape. You know, that's their livelihood, and we get that. And so in the end, they did give us a pretty good discount or a refund that we were happy with. And we told them that we would be sure and share. Things happen. Boats break.
Right.
We get it.
We all know that.
Even if you're in a charter company, boats can break down.
Right.
They can break down on us when we go to the BVIs in February. So we get it. We just ask that if something like that were to happen, that you take care of us in the end so that we have a positive story to tell. And we do. So they totally took care of us.
I would use them again.
I would totally use them again. There were some things that I shared with them that I think that they need to address moving forward. We probably should have had all those bilge pumps checked before we left the dock. And that's what we're going to do the next time. And the only way to really do that is pour a little water in there, or I guess you turn them on manual and at least see on the manual, see if they turn on.
Right.
And definitely would videotape again instructions as we went through, because in this case she was wrong on a couple things, so we could refer back to it and figure out the right way to do it. And so I think in any case it's a learning. It was a learning experience for not just us but also for them.
Right.
So would absolutely charter from Anacortes Yacht Charters again. They were very polite in the end. Do we still say we were concerned that they were not that concerned that we were taking on water?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd still say that.
Yes.
But I think that they were not concerned because we were so level-headed about it.
True.
You know, any other couple would have freaked out and called Mayday. The Coast Guard would have showed up, and we didn't do that. So I think that's part of it. So it was, I'm glad we did it. We learned a few things. And one thing that we learned out of this trip that we just made a change this week on our next trip is that we stayed overnight. We paid extra. It is not cheap to do what they call a sleepover. But the convenience factor is that you can then get up and go the next morning and leave. So what our original plan was in the BVIs is we would take possession of the boat at noon, then you got to do the 2-hour checkout, and then you can head off. Well, we'd be leaving at 2-3 in the afternoon, trying to find an anchorage, because remember, the BVIs, there's really no marinas, so we've got to find a mooring ball or anchor, and I did not want to deal with that. So we paid about another $1,200 for the 4 of us to sleep on the boat on Friday night, the day we get in, and Saturday night, the day after we stay at the marina the first night at the hotel. And so we pick it up at 6 o'clock, about the same time we got this boat, and then they'll provision it for us, and then it's ours, and we can get up and go anytime Sunday morning and hit the road.
That'll be nice. And
so it's worth the $1,200. I know it's a lot of money, but totally worth it for us, and you get a whole extra day of sailing or boating. So that is scheduled for the 3rd week of February, so fingers crossed it doesn't get canceled.
How about it?
So we're looking forward to it. If you like the tour we just gave you, or some of our previous tours, we've given you quite a few. We've got a lot coming up in the future. So we filmed quite a few in the last few weeks. So be sure to tune in. And if you're not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe so you get that notification.
And if you like that video, and we hope you did, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. Remember to download the YouTube app so that you get your notifications in the future.
And leave your comments down below. We love hearing from you guys. We just had a great, milestone, and we reached 600 subscribers. Our goal is to get to 1,000 or more. So we really, really do appreciate everybody that follows us. It means a lot. And we hope these are rewarding and educational and informational for all of you. So thanks, everyone.
See you next time.